And this is how the system develops, because little by little, you're going to notice, you're going to pick up on things, you're going to be motivated by the progress that you're seeing. You're going to be getting more followers, more engagement, whatever the metrics are. And it has worked for us to triple in a matter of 4 months. I'm confident it will work for you. You're going to be excited and you're going to be making progress. So today we're talking about how to systemize your marketing to help you scale your business faster and bigger than you may have ever thought possible. Systemizing for marketing is something that is very challenging to do. It requires a tremendous amount of self-discipline, especially if you are a solopreneur and you don't have a fully built out team yet. For me, starting out with AutoGrow and getting us to the point 2021 where we crossed 7 figures for the first time, it was really a revelation, because when you are able to successfully systemize, you're able to achieve what Benjamin Franklin called the 8th wonder of the world, which is compound interest. Because that consistency, it adds up in terms of growing traffic. You're driving more and more leads into your pipeline, into your funnel, and your sales grow as well. When you're continuously being consistent, you're putting out valuable content, valuable eye-catching ads to help promote your content, familiarize people with your brand, set expectations. The effect of this is that sales are way easier to close. No one is twisting anyone's arm, even if you wanted to. And I and our team were qualified to talk about this because we have done this, and we have done it repeatedly, and we have made every mistake, especially just like doing the opposite of what we should have been doing every single time, until we really learned certain lessons. So let's get into it. Let's talk about the problem and some of the top tactics that you won't hear anywhere else. The problem, in a very utilitarian, very logical, practical sense, boils down to inputs and outputs. So what is the output that you want to achieve that you're not currently achieving? Could be more traffic, more leads, and certainly more sales. And in order to achieve this though, what are the inputs that you need to actually put in? In business, it's usually the work that you might know you should be doing, but you're not. And in our case, in 2021, part of how we got to 7 figures in the first place was we were just being very consistent. We were focusing very hard on putting out quality content to our audience and just stacking the traffic. And it took a while. This did not build up overnight. And, we built up our audience slowly over time. And the result was that we would accumulate a large amount of SEO traffic over time. And we became known in part for these long form articles that were ranking for increasingly popular terms like sales funnels and whatnot. The problem though was that we would stop doing it. We would get to a point where we'd say, okay, let's hand this off to someone else on the team, or let's just do a test. Let's see how long the SEO maintains. And we would just kind of let it drift. And we'd have to, okay, well, I guess we should do content again. It would happen every 1 to 2 years. We would just kind of come back to this revelation. In 2021, we made this mistake again, and in part because we were so busy keeping up with demand. But if you systemize properly, you shouldn't have to do so much hands-on work. It should become second nature if you are involved with it. And if you're handing off to someone else on your team, if you're delegating it, it should be able to get at least 80, 90, 95% would be the goal in terms of the overall same amount of quality and expectation and delivery, and then even better than you could even do it if you were involved within time. So what can this look like in practice? What does systemizing look like? What are the types of things that you want to be doing repeatedly, which is more or less what the system becomes, in order to scale your business faster and then be ultimately able to hand it off to your team to manage completely or a majority, so that you can focus on other areas of the business that may need your attention. Some examples of this are continuously optimizing and testing ads if you are scaling with ads. Continuously A/B testing. New hypothesis, let's test a new idea. What are the top list of ideas? Okay, let's pick one and let's test it. Or you could even do sequence testing, where perhaps you don't have enough traffic within a reasonable amount of time. Say, okay, version A was better than version B, because if you only have a few thousand visits a month, and you're testing your homepage or your pricing page, still high traffic pages, relatively speaking, but 3,000 visits a month for your whole website. It all depends on the numbers, but if you're seeing hundreds, it's going to generally take a significantly longer time. But at the very least, you can do a still high probability of success type of A/B test, where, for example, you talk to clients, you're asking for feedback, you're listening on sales calls, you're picking up the language they're using, and you're putting that into your copy or making changes to your design based on that. The third type of marketing that you can systemize is to continuously be putting out content where you commit to just once a week. For example, we publish a new blog article. This is how we started, very simple, and that got us very far by itself. And a fourth way is social media, where what are you doing consistently there? You're posting on social media. You may be repurposing blog article content, driving engagement. You're driving eyeballs to that content, to those posts that you are making on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and that leads people to greater awareness of what it is you're selling. If you are early on in your journey and you're doing less than $1 million, you want to be very strategic in terms of choosing the right areas to start systemizing within. And when I say systemizing, I'm using that word very loosely, because early on, systemizing, it just means that you should be trying a lot of stuff. Testing ads, testing social media, testing content marketing, A/B testing. If you're doing all four of those and you're finding one or two are working better than the others, stop doing the others for now and just double down, focus on those one or two that are immediately starting to work, and see how far you can push it and keep pushing it. And this is how the system develops, because little by little, you're going to notice, you're going to pick up on things, you're going to be motivated by the progress that you're seeing. You're going to be getting more followers, more engagement, whatever the metrics are that you're tracking on a regular basis. In addition, as I just talked about, you want to make sure that you have some metrics so that you can see the progress. This is going to keep you motivated. You're going to be excited because you're going to be applying what you're learning and you're going to be making progress. Now, once you get to the point where you are getting traction, the next step is consider just how do you do more of what works more often. So I think this quote from billionaire Richard Branson of Virgin brand fame, he wrote in a blog article, Aristotle said, "We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit." He's talking far more eloquently than I ever could about the value of repetition. This is something I have learned to understand and appreciate even more as I get older. Now, this is where maybe you go from one blog article per week to 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 and maybe more. And you want to push that as far as you possibly can. But there is a limit in terms of what you can realistically do without dropping quality. This is where you are officially systemizing in the form of putting down what you know to work and how exactly to do it into a written workflow. This is a very difficult step for, I think, a lot of entrepreneurs, because a lot of us entrepreneurs, this requires you to just stop, say no to everything, and just sit with a Google Doc and just write down what it is that you've done to get to this point. Because now you're going to start handing off pieces of it one at a time to team members who are on your team. This is going to save you time so that you can focus more on where your strengths are, and ideally to what you enjoy. You want to be just working hand in hand very closely with your team. You want them to know what it is that you know about why it is done a certain way, what it is that you're doing, and then why it is done that way. It's a lot more helpful for the person on the receiving end to say, we do it this way because we know it works, because we got this feedback from someone in the audience or whatever. Over time, you'll hand off more and more of the system to people who you've hired, who are on your team. Ultimately, the system will be running independent of you. But more importantly, because the responsibilities are focused with individuals and because they are distributed, you can look at the system in terms of the steps that are being followed and how the work is being done as sort of an engine to a car, to a rocket, if you like, and you can make it work better and faster, and you can collaborate with your team to uncover ideas also that you haven't thought of, because they're going to be doing it every day. And what should happen if you are doing it right is they are ultimately going to be able to administer and run this marketing system better than if you were even involved at all. You want to have specific metrics like what you had in the beginning, but probably more extensive, so that you can track each part of the system, of the engine. You want to be tracking all of it. And you just want to keep seeing, does it get us better and bigger results if we do more and we do it faster? And then you can add more people to the team, and perhaps you can double, triple the output, and that's how you scale. Okay. And this is how you, in a nutshell, systemize your marketing for faster scaling. This is what has helped us to triple in a matter of 4 months in 2021 in order to just smash through the 7-figure mark and beyond. And it has worked for us. I'm confident it will work for you. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and check out the article if you would like to go a little more in depth in terms of some supporting research that we found to go with these ideas. And if you like it, please like the video, please share and subscribe. Finally, if you are looking to delegate, because we talked a lot in this video about delegating, if you're looking to delegate your digital marketing tasks and projects without the headaches of hiring, then I encourage you strongly, check out autogrow.co, because with Autogrow, you get an entire marketing team of pros at your fingertips, and it just allows you to systematically increase your marketing capacity, and you can get more done faster, and you can get just a total edge on the competition. You can get a lot more done than if it was just you and your team. So check us out at autogrow.co. You get up to 16 skill sets with your Autogrow team, such as copywriting, content writing, design, development, strategy, ads, and more. And we have a $7 for 7-day trial, so it doesn't get much better than that. All right, until next time, keep auto growing and stay focused.